Hey everybody, Teresa here from Inkspiration Cards, and I'm back to share another fancy fold card with you. So this month for the Fancy Fold blog hop, we are going to be making a Curvy Pop-Up card. It's one I've seen before and I've been dying to actually make one of these. So I'm excited to participate in this month's blog hop, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So let's flip this around and I will show you what we're crafting this time. So here's my sample of the Curvy Pop-Up card. So I've got an evening evergreen card base, and I've layered on top of that some of the Painted Christmas Designer Series paper. And I've used the all spruced up stamp set and dies to make this into a really cute Christmas card. And then of course, to add a little bit of bling, I added in a few of the festive pearls as well. So for the version I'm going to be making with you guys here today, I'm going with a newer in color, the Tahitian Tide, along with a little bit of the Designer Series paper, the in color Designer Series paper, and the gold and silver foil Designer Series paper from the current Sale-a-bration catalog. Now, to go with these, the trees don't quite fit as well, so I thought I would use the Penguin Place bundle, the stamp set, and the punch to go along with this card here. Now, if you want to make your own, I have the card measurements for the cardstock all up here on my little sticky note, which I'm going to leave here for the whole time. And the only note that's not on there is for the Designer Series paper. So whatever you decide to use, what you want to do is just make it 1/8 of an inch smaller than the measurements for your cardstock. You could go, if you want a bit more of the cardstock showing, you could go with 1/4 of an inch. I went with 1/8 of an inch on mine. Okay. All right. So to get us started, let's actually do our stamping first. So I've used one of the smaller stitched rectangles dies for this piece here. And I'm just going to stamp the Be Cool, Be Chill, Be Merry. So a bit more of a cute, fun Christmas theme. I'm slowly getting into the holiday spirit. There we go. I think it's still too warm and sunny out for me. All right, and so I'm just going to use my Tahitian Tide to add that on there. So that fits in there quite nicely. So I'm going to set that off to the side to dry. Now on these other smaller pieces of basic white, this is where our cute little penguins are going to go. I'm going to stamp 2 of them. So here we go. So I've got my Tuxedo Black Memento ink here. I want to make sure my penguin is good and black. Here we go. I'm going to add this a little closer to the bottom because I want to see if I can use a little bit of what's above to add a little bit of accessories to our penguin friends here. There we go. All right. And one more. There we go. All right, now to add our beaks and flippers, I'm using another in color. So this is Pale Papaya. Just gonna grab my little block. Let's grab the nose first, or I should say the beak. There we go. So I'm just gonna squish that on there. I really like how the Pale Papaya turns out for these little guys. Such a cute Such a great color for these cute little guys. All right, so there is our beak. I don't want to lose my beak, so I'm going to put that right back in the case. And I'm going to grab, there we go, the pair of feet, or pair of flippers. And again, so I'm just going to stamp that, ink that up with my pale papaya. And that's going to go right there. So cute. Just love these guys. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna punch these guys out. Here we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, before I do that, I forgot which way he goes onto the punch. So I'm gonna do a little trim here, which actually works out well because then I will have some extra cardstock for some accessories. There we go. I'm just going to slide that in upside down, meaning that I can see my stamped image through my punch. There we go. There's one. Go, and we'll get one more. And two. There we go. All right, that's it for our punch. All right, so for our little accessories, I'm going to grab, I'm going to grab the present, a nice wrapped present here, sticking with our lovely little holiday theme. And I'm going to stamp a couple with Tahitian Tide. And this is nice and easy to fussy cut, which I'm going to do in just a second. Right? Nice rectangular shapes, nice and easy. So you don't have to worry about that too much. So we're going to give that a minute to dry. And while that dries, let's grab one more thing here. Let's grab a little toque for, there we go, for one of our friends here. Here we go. There we go. And we'll pull in that pale papaya again. That'll take a little bit more to fussy cut, but that's okay, I don't mind. These guys are just super cute. Gotta accessorize. All right, so while the hat dries, I'm just gonna quickly one, two, super easy, three, there we go. And this guy shouldn't take too much either to fussy cut. Pom-pom on top of the tube could probably be the trickiest part, but I'm not going to get too fussed about that. Let's keep it nice and round. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to get those extra pieces off to the side. All right, let's get to some sticking. So here's that base, right? There's that card base there, and you score it right down the middle. And then just cut your designer series paper, as I said, whether it's with an 1/8 of an inch border or 1/4 of an inch. On this one, I'm using just an 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to get my Stampin' Seal on the back here. There we go. And with the 1/8 of an inch, you get just that little peak of the card base of that Tahitian tide. And then our second panel will go on the other side. There we go. All right, and with that on there, I'm grab my bone folder and let's fold that in on itself. Now, even with the scoring, you still want to make sure it lines up really nicely. There we go. I'm going to set that off to the side for just a second here. All right, so that pop-up, right, that base that's going to go right in the center, that's what's popping up our trees here. Okay. So you're just going to fold, again, just fold along the score lines. So that pop-up piece, you'll have one at 1/2 an inch off of either edge, and then one right down the middle. Okay. And if you want, you can add a little bit of designer series paper. I decided on this one I wasn't, but if you peek behind here, there is a little bit of evening evergreen designer series paper hiding at the back there. So to stick this on, I'm going to use some tear and tape. Whenever I'm doing folds like this, I always find the tear and tape just gives that little bit of extra stick. I find it works really well for fun folds and 3D projects and stuff like that. Plus, it's super easy to use. There we go. All right, so let's just pull that. Oops. All right, so just make sure you rub that adhesive on there really well. There we go, because that'll make it easier for you to pull the paper off that tear and tape. Like that one was not. There we go. All right. There we go. Just give that an extra little bit of pressure. There we go. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to lay that flat along here, and then I'm going to line up right along the bottom, and then with that middle crease, with those tabs folded back. So there we go. So there's our pop-up in the center. All right, and for our last piece here, here's our coordinating designer series paper. The floral, as fun as that would be, looks a little too floral and not enough like snowflakes for me. So that's why I'm using the striped side here. And so again, I just did an 1/8 of an inch border for that front strip. Right? So there's the measurements there for that. And again, I'm just going to fold just along those score lines here. Just like that. There we go. And I'm also going to add my phrase now. Just get a nice strip of Stampin' Seal on the back there. I'm going to have that go right along that corner, that right-hand side, left-hand side. It's the right-hand side. All right, and again, just a little bit of tear and tape. go. Again, just want to make sure that your tear and tape is stuck really nicely onto that cardstock before you try and peel off that paper. There we go. And one more. All right. Now I'm adding this on first. You can always add on your penguins or whatever you choose to add on before you add on that front strip. I actually want to make sure I've got mine lined up nicely so it's not too hidden by that front strip. So you want to just, when you add that on, just lay it flat. Again, line it up along that bottom edge. Fold those tabs in. So there we go. There's our little pop-up. All right, and now we get to add our cute little penguins. So before I add one of them, I'm going to grab my toque and my liquid glue. There we go. Just that little bit of liquid glue. I'm just going to add it right along that bottom edge here. Just that tiny little bit. There we go. All right. So these guys I'm going to add on straight on using my Stampin' Seal. And then I'm going to add the presents on with some dimensionals. So they'll be right there, just like that. So I'm going to add the Stampin' Seal just along the bottom. And so you want to make sure when you do line that up, right? So just make sure that the wings, or in the other case, the tree branches, you don't want those sticking out over the edge. Otherwise, it just won't pop out as well. There we go. There's one. And two. And here we go with our gifts. So I'm just going to add these on with some dimensionals. You can use the minis, or one of the large ones should fit just my theory here. There we go. You have to be a little strategic in how you place it on there, but it does. It fits perfectly right behind there. And one more. All right. This one will be a little closer to this guy. And just want to mind that fold a little bit. Oops, let's make sure my bow is upright. And this guy's going to be up a little higher. There we go. And to finish it off, got to add, right, want to pull in a little bit more of that silver foil. So I'm going to grab a few of my rhinestone basic jewels. There we go. And I'm just going to scoop those up with my take your pick tool, that spatula end, and that's going to go just right underneath here. And one more. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the Curvy Pop-Up card. And if you did, I encourage you to like and share this video so that others can enjoy it as well. In the meantime, if you'd like to check out the other projects and tips that I share on social media, you can check me out on Instagram and Facebook at Inkspiration Cards on both. You can also check out what I share on my blog at inkspirationcards.com. And of course, if you have any questions about Stampin' Up, paper crafting, or card making, I'm happy to answer any and all of your questions. So feel free to drop a comment below, or you can send me an email at inkspirationwiththeresa@gmail.com. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you soon.